Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to your Raw Fantasy Sports podcast, hosted by the greatest of all time, Jerry Raw Garcia. Say hi to the folks, Jerry. Man, right there. And then we also have another, insignificant guest here, Anthony Santana. Anthony, just wave. As we move along, my name is Andre Perez, the new member of this prestigious podcast, welcoming us to our 30th podcast, our 30th recording. So please don't forget to like, comment, follow, share. Tell your moms, your grandma, whoever it is out there, they got to check us out. Now, to begin this week's episode, unfortunately, I was unable to attend last week due to some unforeseen circumstances, but upon hearing the lovely commentary by my fellow colleagues, I had to also add my input to the Taylor Swiftie Nation. I had to address you all as a Swiftie myself. I am ecstatic for the joining of two forces. You have Travis Kelce on one end, you have Taylor Swift on the other end, multi-Grammy winning award artist, Super Bowl winning tight end clashing. It's a great time for sports and for the media. As long as, Patrick Mahomes keeps finding Kelce in the blank space, there's no bad blood between the team. It could be a great love story for the Kansas City Chiefs this year, guys. Jerry, take it away.
Exactly, guys. We got Taylor Swift fever out here. She has the hysteria right now in the NFL, and she's not even a football player, guys. She's played in more stadiums than your boy Travis Kelce in the NFL, and he's an actual football player. But guys, we have a crazy wrap-up for week 4. Can you believe that we're 4 weeks in already? And as Andre mentioned before, this is our 30th episode here on the Raw Report. Thank you everyone for supporting the pod. And shout outs to everybody at RFS and all the leagues right now. And as I mentioned, man, crazy week 4, man, is just more of the same of last week with a little bit of more clarity as to who are the top dogs in the entire National Football League. And that brings us to basically a good 5 teams. I want to say most, a little bit of the AFC, a little bit of the NFC. The NFC is currently getting dominated by 2 teams. And then you have a bunch of other teams that are in limbo. The AFC is looking like there's a lot more competition going on, right? With one of them being Kansas City, of course. The Super Bowl contenders seem to always be at the top of the list. Patty Mahomes is out here doing what he can with the team that he has, okay? Battling injury with Travis Kelce, now battling a lot of media attention, which shouldn't affect the Kansas City Chiefs, Patty didn't have such a good game this last weekend, but, that's not going to really affect the Kansas City Chiefs moving forward. Patty's allowed 2-3 bad games a year, which still in fantasy translates to like 15 to 18 points. So, one of the top teams I'm going to put out there is Kansas City. I like what they're doing. I definitely see them going back to the playoffs after 4 weeks now that we get some clarity here in the NFL season. And they're doing what they can with the tools that they have. Let's be honest, guys. They don't have such a stud wide receiver and a stud running back anymore. And it's definitely not the same team it was a few years ago, but they're still getting their W's.
Yeah, they are. I mean, that first week game, it was a close loss to the Lions, right? 21-20. But since then, they seem to have bounced back. Kelce didn't play that game. Obviously, they held him out. I think it was a smart move on coach's part, on his part, not to force it. Yeah, they started out 0-1, but they've won 3 straight. Patty can have some of those games, and the game the other day, it was pretty horrific. It was tough to watch. Apparently, Zach the MILF Hunter Wilson had better stats across the board. Better completion percentage, better overall yards, just stats. He had a touchdown. He ran hard. During the game's commentary, they were referring to him as a Marshawn Lynch-esque, right? And you saw those yards after contact. He was bruising for a cruising, all right? You know what I'm saying? It's when you take the big girl out back and then you just go to town. So that's what he was doing out there to that those DBs, those defensive ends. They had trouble stopping your mans. So yeah, no, Kansas City Chiefs tough, playoff bound for sure.
Aside from that, the first quarter is done. The first 4 weeks of the NFL season have come and gone, and now we're starting to see a little bit like how Jericho was saying. A little bit more clarity on the teams. On top of each conference, and as far as the NFC goes, it's like how he said it's being dominated by the Eagles and by San Fran. Everybody else, they're looking up. I don't really see too much of a third team. All the teams that were supposed to be a little dominant aren't doing so much. I believe so far it's the first quarter. I would put it as the quarter of surprises. You got the Lions looking like the possibly one of the top four teams out in the NFC. Maybe three, right behind the Eagles and San Fran. As far as the AFC goes, it was supposed to be the deepest this conference has been in years, right? With the Jets getting A-Rod, everybody was saying they were only a quarterback away. The anticipation was high there. Buffalo being Buffalo, and the Bengals, the Ravens, the Chargers, they were all dubbed by the NFL media, ESPN, all these experts and panelists. They were all being dubbed as a six-way clash. 4 weeks in, Cincinnati's 1-3. 1-3. The reason why I bring that up first is because it's affecting almost everybody in fantasy. So many people put out first-round picks for Chase. So many people pick Burrow to be like their first quarterback taken off the boards, and T. Higgins, Joe Mixon, they're not coming through. They're not coming through at all. The Chargers are having a subpar season so far, right? They're barely, making through wins. The Ravens lost to the Colts at home. The Indianapolis Colts, one of the teams with the most turmoil in the offseason, is leading their division. Who would have thought? The Colts are leading their own division at 2-2. Only a little tiebreaker over the Jags. Miami, a surprise. A little letdown last week, which pretty much solidified, in my opinion, the top two guys in the AFC, which would be Kansas City until they get dethroned, Buffalo, Miami. Everybody else is they're still kind of there. It's early in the season, but first 4 weeks in my opinion, it's going to be it's the Eagles, Niners, Lions, Chiefs, Bills, Dolphins.
Yeah, my top five, I'm going to have to go with Kansas City, Baltimore, Buffalo, Miami, Philadelphia, and San Francisco. I feel like the rest of the teams that are 3-1, which are a bunch of them right now, it's going to be a free-for-all, guys. At 3-1 right now, there's at least 6 to 7 teams, maybe 8 teams right now that are 3-1 after 4 weeks. So we have a lot of football to see. And as you mentioned, there's a ton of injuries that have come and gone, and teams have been altered completely. And one of the surprising changes now that this season has started is noticing the amount of stats that are being ran up. And one guy in particular is Puka Nacua. All right. Since Cooper Kupp has been out, he has been a stud receiver out in Los Angeles, and the Rams are looking to capitalize every bit of it. Okay. So who is most likely to break Megatron's single season record? I'm putting my money right now on Puka. It seems like this guy's obliterating everything. Nobody saw him coming. All right. He's like an unknown character, an unknown actor, right? In the acting world. So I know that Puka Nacua is up there for sure. And I know you got your favorite on the list too, Bones.
I mean, I like proven commodities, right? Don't get me wrong. There's, the story of a newcomer hitting the scene at full speed is exciting. Makes for great headlines. But I don't know if he will be able to sustain that all season. And I believe Matthew Stafford may not even play this weekend. So the great ones put up numbers no matter what. Let's see if Puka can continue going on. But I'm going to have my money either on Tyreek Hill or Justin Jefferson. Because even though the Vikings are 1-3, God, terrible. Jefferson has dropped 20 straight points in all 4 fantasy leagues, right? So he's still producing. He's still getting those yards. He's up there in production. Tyreek Hill had a little dud last week in Buffalo, but prior to that, I believe he was the number 1 receiver in the league, yard-wise and fantasy-wise. Still a little early, but I'm gonna go with those two. So far, I believe Tyreek Hill and Jefferson have the best chance to break Megatron's record.
I mean, it's tough to say that Puka is on the right path statistically wise, but it's tough to say that he's going to reach that milestone when you have a weapon like Cooper Kupp that, once he's back, when Stafford is healthy, that's Stafford's guy. Stafford's going to go back to what he knows. He likes that guy, but Puka's there to stay, boys. Like, let's not old comer, newcomer, come all the time. Doesn't matter. He's going to be all over the field. He loves that attention,
There it
and
is.
he's getting it from Matt Stafford, well-established quarterback. He's showing, his skills on the field. Off the field, he's just a great guy. You see his post-game interviews, he's like, I'm calling my moms, I call my brothers. The guy's humble enough, and he's not cocky. So it's glad to see people, these young heads come in and succeed and have a right attitude. But that said, Jay Jettis is Jay Jettis. Kirk Cousins is still throwing like a maniac out there. The record doesn't show it, but they're putting up points. They're putting up yards. Can they transfer into wins? Hopefully soon. They just got their first win, so maybe they get on a roll there. It proves better to be for Justin Jefferson. Tyreek Hill, yeah, they had a bad week, but it wasn't just a bad week. They got outplayed and outmanned and outclassed by the Buffalo Bills. It was simply put an all-around perfect game from Josh Allen. Threw for 4 TDs, right? And did he rush for 5? Jesus, like it's incredible, man. I mean, front runner for MVP in my book. I see them going to the AFC championship game. Maybe Kansas City again. We'll see.
It's like Andre was saying, obviously the Bills show that the AFC East still runs through them. Everybody was on the bandwagon on the Dolphins, ready to crown them. I personally have not been, and still am not used to the media garnishing us with, with all these compliments and attention. I don't like it. It's not proven until you get to dethrone whoever's in front of you. And Buffalo still has the AFC East on command. But it's early. It's only been 4 games. A lot of football left.
Yeah, there's plenty to go around. There's plenty to go around.
Plenty of football to go around. And speaking of football to go around, we had a few close calls this week. And I got to give it up to my guy right over here. Where is he? Right here. My guy, Jalen Hurts, Philly, Washington. My fellow Conrad over here, Mr. P. Perez out in Fairfax, the DMV. What say you about this game? I know you guys' game came up short. Jalen Hurts, 319 yards, 2 touchdowns. The real star of the game was A.J. Brown, 170 receiving yards, 2 touchdowns. He was a complete monster out there. And, Washington did what they could, just to get out there and put up a hell of a fight. Unfortunately, Philly didn't play good enough, and they dragged us out into overtime, which we won with a field goal. And that's all she wrote. We're 4-0 now. Dre, what have you? I'm pretty sure you're 50-50 on how Washington is doing right now.
I mean, it was nice to see Sam Hill not throw a pick after throwing 4 picks the week before, right? That was atrocious. To see him throw 4 picks last week, I was like, yo, you know that he's not on our team, right, my guy? So he didn't throw a pick. He had a very positive game, and hey, they took the game to overtime. It was a game time touchdown drive. Got it to Dotson. Great, great way to boost your team, get into overtime, win the toss. But they ended up short, and they gave Jalen Hurts a chance. And he does what he does. He's a stud for a reason. He's commanding the Eagles. Whole personnel. He's probably, I don't know if he's a captain yet, but he should be. He commands that respect in that locker room and on the field, and you see that. So, it was a very tough game to lose, but I'm encouraged to see that they fought till the very end. No one gave up. So, the NFC East, right now is in the hands of Philly, but I still have the Commanders, making some noise down the line. Very close game. Very close game.
Listen.
I don't want to
I had
listen.
a,
Please.
I had a couple guys in that game. You know, I picked up your tight end. He came back from injury. Did okay. He did okay. I was hoping Jerry's kicker from Elliott would help me beat him in fantasy.
Jake Elliott, baby.
It didn't. It didn't happen. I lost to Jerry. My record is still 2-1 against him.
That's
Still
right.
still above 500.
That's right.
Still above. Shut up! You have a losing record versus me. Look at.
Don't forget who the king is, sir. Don't forget who the king is.
Back to the NFC East. Andre, you could be much worse off, bro, because you gave the reigning NFC NFC representative of last year's Super Bowl all they could handle, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, good teams when they see that on the schedule, they don't play up to their opponent. And Philly almost let one get away. You guys showed that you still have some fight. It didn't translate into a win, but you showed it. But you could be the New York Giants. You could be the New York Giants, and it is looking ugly out there for them. I don't think their team has what it takes to overcome a 1-3 start. Playoff bound last season, won a playoff game. I don't even think they're smelling the wild card this year. So Washington may be a possible dark horse candidate for wild card contention. You got to keep it up.
I don't believe you, Bones. Philadelphia, baby, all the way. 4-0 undefeated season.
I mean,
we're coming for that Dolphins.
You don't got to worry about. You don't got to worry about the wild card.
Ain't got to worry about it, sweetheart. And don't worry about it, sweetheart.
All I know is that I see you in Week 7 at Philly, Sunday night.
That's right. That's right. Philly, baby, Philly. Next up, hold it up. Rams and Colts. That was a very close game, guys. Rams and Colts.
Hey, man. Don't doubt your boy Stafford out there, bro. Like we were just talking about, Puka Nacua got his first touchdown at the very end, won the game. Great celebration. I mean, but look at the other side of the ball, the Colts, right? Look at that AFC South. Everybody is 2-2. Everybody. Everyone thought that no JT, no Jonathan Taylor, they'd be at the bottom. They did what they needed to do, and they stay afloat. So once Jonathan Taylor comes back, he's eligible to come back this week. Whether he does or not is still yet to be seen. But he comes back to a re-energized team. Anthony Richardson studying out there, putting up crazy fantasy points. Every time I look and I refresh the page, there's another 3 points here, 4 points here, touchdown here. It's not translating well for your receivers. Like Michael Pittman was playing better with Minshew Gardner, right? So for your fantasy heads out there, keep an eye on your receivers on who's starting quarterback for the Colts. But either way, they're translating to positive outlook for the Colts season long, hopefully. But the Rams, bro, I like the Rams. And when Cooper Kupp comes back, I don't know, they're gonna be throwing even more, bro.
Yeah, I gotta agree. Anthony Richardson is doing a lot better than what I expected. All right, so I'm glad that he's coming back. Jonathan Taylor, from what I hear, has does not want to play for the Colts, but I think he's contractually obligated, so he will be returning. I like what LA did, man. They put in work. The running game was on point, over 100 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns. Puka, unbelievably on point.
Yeah, that's right. Kyron Williams.
One of 3 wide receivers on track right now to be Megatron's single season record. And it came down to the wire, guys. Spectacular finish. Puka's making the most out of his opportunities, all right? And we got to see what's going to happen once Cooper Kupp comes back. But as for now, he needs to keep this up, all right? They're going to keep giving him more opportunities as the time progresses. And LA has a good problem right now. They have 2-star receivers, a pretty decent quarterback, a Super Bowl winning quarterback, and great running game. So I don't see why not. They shouldn't be a contender to make it to the playoffs if they continue this momentum. So that's good stuff out there.
The hair, it's the hair. The hair fools me.
Yeah, he's Samoan. He's Samoan. But his first name isn't as long. It doesn't have 47 characters. It's Makea Puka Nacua.
Okay. Yeah, the hair.
But he was born in 2001. You know what I was doing in 2001?
Oh my God, yo!
I was slanging rocks, fool.
I was out here trapping in these streets, bro.
I was stealing Pokemon cards out of the backpacks up against the fence while everybody was playing basketball. That's what I was
I
doing.
was selling
Hey,
airheads for
look on the
25
bright side.
cents.
Look on the bright side. Look on the bright side, Bones. You're still a piece of shit. Right now. Smell it right now.
How about you trade me Puka right now? Oh, to all of our viewers, I gave him RB1 Mostert, and he turns me down. For what?
He's trying to give me a washed up Mostert when every single fantasy analyst is saying sell him
know
high.
how emotional
Sell him high.
how emotional Bone Santana is over here. He has 3 Dolphins players on a 7-man roster. Okay, half his team is basically Dolphins players, and he took a huge L in all his leagues this week.
That's how I know our commissioner doesn't know math, because 3 is not half of our roster. Okay, I believe
Damn
in 2.
near
It's giving me points.
You started all 3.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah,
And
that's almost half of your roster.
That's
bro.
almost half the
But,
team.
Hey,
You
I
even
trust
started their
McDaniel in his run game,
defense.
right?
Listen.
But on the team that I have his defense, I don't have no other Dolphin player. I got Patty as my quarterback in that one. I got Patty in only the Dolphin defense. But in this one, in Polo, I got A-Chain and Mostert, who are averaging 20 points a game, more than the wide receivers I asked you for.
Hey,
Listen,
I'm not a sucker, bro. You're not gonna give me a 31-year-old
You're
injury-riddled
in last
Mostert.
place. You're in last place.
Second to
I'm helping
last.
you. I'm helping
Second to
you.
last.
You know what?
Hey, just like, yeah, no. They call me the comeback kid, not just because I come on backs, okay?
There it is. I was gonna be merciful. I was gonna be so merciful to you.
The following is a matchup of the worst right now, and it was such a field day for Mr. Justin Fields, Denver Broncos, and the Chicago Bears. And unfortunately, Justin Fields throwing 4 touchdowns cannot get the W in this one, guys. It was a disappointing effort for Chicago, who are now 0-4, and perhaps arguably the worst team in the league next to Russell Wilson and the Denver Broncos. And Sean Payton is highly upset here. Shout out to Russell Wilson for throwing 3 touchdowns, I guess, but he only threw 200 yards. It's all a shit show, guys, but somehow this was a close one.
It was a close one, bro. Not even just a close one. It was on Bleacher Report across my screen. I see the memes are flooding about the Denver Broncos losing to the Chicago Bears. And guess who won the game? The fat lady don't sing until the game is over, bro. So that game did not end when those memes flooded. It ended when Justin Fields threw that game-ending pick, right? The 4 touchdowns are great. Fantasy-wise, I think he put up 35 points. Shout out to anyone who had the balls to start him after his putrid performances week 1 through 3. I did not have the balls to start him in 2 of my leagues. But that said, it was that last play of the game that cost him that W. So that's what people remember, not the 4 touchdowns.
Listen. One thing that was very impressive is how Russell Wilson managed to get this W without a single receiver getting 100 yards, right? But this guy threw to 10 different targets to win this one. Can you believe it? He threw to 10 different guys.
He didn't. It was 4 players, and they switched jerseys. It was the same 4 guys. They just switched jerseys because there's no. They don't have 10 players that can catch the ball.
You don't got 10 receivers.
I want you to name them all right now. Listen, Russell Wilson. Yeah, he's a little washed up. He doesn't have that deep ball anymore, but he can spread it and throw that mid range. Sure. Who did he throw through? Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, that Marvin Mims guy, right? I can't name anybody else. So those other 7 players, those other 7 players, they stepped up when they needed to, right?
It's the running backs, the tight ends. It was all tight ends.
Javonte got hurt. That Jaleel McLaughlin.
The Williams. No, the Williams guy from Denver got hurt.
McLaughlin. Yeah, no, Javonte got hurt, but his backup, I think he had 7 touches and like 80 yards, guys. Wait, hold on. I didn't say that. No. Don't go on your waiver, Jerry. I can see you looking on the side. Don't go on your waiver wires.
Do you know? You want to know?
I'm ready to wake up at 3:00 in the morning, Primo.
Hey, just an hour before me.
I'm
Look at you.
fully prepared.
Jerry's like, how do you spell?
Let's go, bro. Let's go. We out here getting up early. We out here getting up early.
Up
getting
early
ready
with
to
the birds
train.
chirping.
So
yeah, I wake up the birds.
I found out that over 73% of fantasy managers on the Yahoo app had dropped Cole Kmet in the last week.
Ooh.
And this weekend, this motherfucker catches 2 tutties.
I was not one of them to drop him, but I left him on the bench.
I mean, you would, right? I mean, they had nothing, but I think if there was a game to start, it was this match, right? How the Denver historically gave up 70 points last week. That secondary is non-existent. So if anybody is playing a Denver defense and you're 50-50 on starting 2 players, start that player. Same thing with the Bears. You know, these suspect defenses with no secondaries or injuries to the secondaries, that wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3 could end up having a breakout game.
This guy, D. Moore from the Bears, was like on roughly over 80% of people's benches after underperforming for the first 3 weeks, and he exploded. How many points did he have? Like 30?
Yeah, close, yeah. It was wild. Fantasy is unforgiving, man.
All right, guys, so this brings us to the bottom half of our show here, our week 4 predictions. And we're going to kick it off to you in the DMV, Mr. Dr. Dre, the Commanders and Bears in DC Thursday night prime time. The Bears have
easy, bro. We playing up here, bro. We're playing up here, sold out crowd. Bears going to get stomped by the Commanders, man.
Do I start your tight ends?
I'm not even going to answer that. Next question.
Pussy.
Start the whole team. Start the left guard.
Trent Williams?
Easy.
I have the Redskins.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with, unfortunately, I'm going to have to go with the Redskins here. A little spot in my heart hopes that the Commanders lose so that they won't climb up higher in the NFC, but I just believe they have the better team here. So I'm going to go with the Commanders. The following, Jacksonville Jaguars against the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo.
Ooh.
Wait, aren't they playing in London?
They are.
Oh, they are playing in London.
They're playing in London. Do you know you're from London? You sound like you're from London. Trust me.
Can I offer you some fish?
It's going to be a great game. We're going to see.
The hater in me.
Bills Mafia is gonna go out there to London and they're gonna wreck that town up. They're gonna wreck that town up.
I can't go for Buffalo, bro. I'm too much of a hater to do that. So I'm gonna go with Sunshine. I'm gonna go with Christian Kirk, and I'm gonna go with Calvin Ridley.
I like Buffalo.
I'm gonna have to go with Jacksonville, man. I'm riding high on the Jacksonville train. I believe in my boy Trevor Lawrence over here. Next one up. Houston versus Atlanta in Atlanta. Both teams are 2-2 right now.
Houston, because they actually have a quarterback.
I like Houston, man. CJ Stroud just keeps getting better every week. You love to see
better and better.
I like that. The new crop, the new era of players are coming in right before our eyes.
Damn, I'm gonna have to go with Atlanta.
No, but he looks like a vet. He's playing like a vet.
Are we going through our second or third era ever since we became fans? This is our what? We're entering our third era of the new guys, right? My God.
Can you believe it? We're bets in the game, baby. All right, I'm going to go with the Texans as well, guys. The following is Panthers, Lions in Detroit. Panthers are 0-4.
About to be 0-5.
I concur.
Yeah,
Lions got this one.
Lions, easy.
Easy drop here. The following is going to be the Titans and the Colts in Indianapolis.
Titans.
No,
did you see Henry? Did you see how
Henry ran? He ran like a man on fire, bro. He's
back. He's back.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, it's time.
No, I still like what Indy's doing out there. If Jonathan Taylor reports to the team, everyone's going to be happy. But even if he doesn't, Anthony Richardson looks a lot better than Ryan Tannehill right now.
I concur. I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Colts on this one, even though I have Derrick Henry in one of my teams. I wish we had X for this one. Giants, Dolphins. All right, in the day, county a day, the cribbo. I'm gonna go with Miami on
$5.
this
The
one.
Giants don't even show up to the game.
I'm betting on that. I'm betting on that.
I need that parlay to be all Miami. Yo, honestly, yeah, Miami. It's gonna suck, bro. You know, you hate to see it happen to one of your friends, but X, say hello to a 1-5 upcoming record for you. You know who
We're
the
sorry
Giants play
about
after
that,
the
buddy.
Dolphins? You know who the Giants play after the Dolphins? After this Sunday, they play the Bills.
Can't catch a
Rematch,
break.
baby.
Oh, it's over for the Giants.
Oh,
right,
the
so-
Giants play the Bills.
Yeah, after us, they play the Bills. Oof.
So the next one
On
should
the
be a
road.
kill. And we got New Orleans Saints against the Pats in New England. And everybody witnessed the return of Camaro this weekend. He did pretty decent after coming out from that suspension. I think good thing he was just suspended and not injured, because that would have been different. Everybody clearly sees now that Tom Brady was carrying the Patriots, and Bill Belichick is struggling severely out here in these streets, these NFL streets, guys. I'm going to put my money here on the Saints.
Yeah, two mid teams having a mid off. I'll give it to the Pats just because they're at home.
I'll be the tiebreaker here and go with the Saints, bro. The Saints come marching into New England and they get that W. Alvin Kamara, he had a great fantasy production, but not the yards. Expect that to be different this week.
Fuck Boston.
Yes.
All right, and the following we got Baltimore Ravens against the Steelers, and I'm just gonna go ahead and just call it. I'm gonna get with the Steelers because the Pittsburgh just got all sorts of problems, wide receiver problems, quarterback problems, and probably coaching problems as well. As I hearing rumors that Mike Tomlin might be on the hot seat for once in his career. He is by far one of the most successful coaches in the NFL. You know, they're just not having a good time post Ben Roethlisberger era. You know what I mean? So I'm just gonna go ahead and pick the Ravens on this one. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens 4-1.
Yeah, no, easy call Baltimore, but just to backtrack on that just real quick, Matt Canada is the reason why the Pittsburgh Steelers are putrid. That offensive coordinator, I saw Stephen Smith's little excerpt today saying that since they had Matt Canada as offensive coordinator in 2021, they haven't had one 400-yard game on offense. Every team in the league, every other team in the league, including the Giants, have had at least 4. It's that offensive coordinator, but it falls on Mike Tomlin. He's got to make a decision and kick out his offensive coordinator and take over. That's it.
End of story.
It's a mind-blowing fact.
The following game, Eagles-Rams in LA. I gotta go with my Eagles, guys. 5-0. The Kings of the East.
I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna go with the Eagles too because it's looking like Matthew Stafford is iffy. So
what? Let me hear that again. Bro.
If Stafford doesn't play, Eagles. If he plays, LA.
Ooh.
Eagles. All right, cool. Bengals Cardinals in Arizona. That should be a mid off, right? Another mid off here.
Dumpster fire, bro. But hey, I like Josh Dobbs, bro. I'm going Cardinals. I like Josh Dobbs. He's playing hot, bro.
I'm going with Arizona as well.
Yeah.
All right, another mid-off, back-to-back mid-offs. Jets and Broncos.
Oh my God. I hate to say it, man. Fuck. I'm gonna go with New York.
Yeah, I'm going Jets, bro. Zach Wilson's might step up. I like it.
I just need to see Sean Payton break down, bro. I just need to see him break down.
Listen, you might see somebody break down with the following. All right. Chiefs Vikings in Minnesota. And I have no faith in the defensive coordinator out in Minnesota since they can't get wins out there. But it should be a showdown, guys. It should be a shootout.
Let's see Kelsey, the Swifties get a W.
I'm gonna go nuclear war here, and I'm gonna say Minnesota. I want to see how the Swifties will react to a loss. I need to see it. I need it. I need to see chaos.
If they have a loss
for me right now,
if they get a loss, they're just gonna shake it off. Okay.
Listen, Cowboys, 49ers in San Fran. That's a hell of a game.
That's a game of the week right there, baby. That's a game of the week right there. 49ers, though. 49ers. Cowboys 49ers are pretenders. All the way. 49ers.
I would like to see the undefeated go down. So, damn, but it's just so hard to say Dallas. Yeah, fuck it. San Fran.
Listen, the following, I'm hoping Jimmy G gets cleared from that concussion protocol. Packers, Raiders in Vegas. If you got Devontae Adams, he's putting up points, boy. He's up there, top 5. He's on track to beat Megatron.
Revenge game for Devontae. I like the Raiders if Jimmy G is good to go.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Vegas.
And that pretty much brings us to the conclusion of our show today, guys. And thank you for joining us on episode 30. But before we get out of here, make sure you hit the like, subscribe button. Hit us up on Instagram at Raw Fantasy Sports. And thank you, fellas, for this week 4. Good luck to you guys this weekend. And hopefully you guys get plenty of dubs out there, or maybe not. It just depends who you're facing. I don't think I'm facing any of you guys. I think I'm facing you, Bones, in one of the leagues.
Anyways, I hope you lose in different leagues.
I'm facing this character, this abominable man, bro.
I hope you drink sink water and it gives you runny diarrhea.
This is God-given, bro. This is God-given. All right, guys.
Hey, shout out to the Marlins playing tonight. Let's go.
I hope the most beautiful woman you've ever come across comes to you at 12:50 p.m. out of nowhere to distract you from setting your lineup.
Hey,